Good evening, you all, and welcome back to my channel for your stimulus package and stimulus check update. I got a few things I want to go over, some good news and some bad news. So, first of all, I've had a lot of people asking me, people on disability, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Retirement, and all those programs, are they still going to get a stimulus check? Well, as of right now, nobody's going to get a stimulus check because they've not come to an agreement on a stimulus package, on a stimulus check, or nothing. But in regards of you asking the question, are you eligible? Yes, you are. If you got one the last time, you'll get one this time in the same manner, in the same way. So don't worry about that. But as soon as they do pass it, you will get a stimulus check in your bank account, wherever how you get your monthly funds, whether it's by check or debit card or however, but you will receive a stimulus check. Second of all, there will be a stimulus check. Now, like I said, they've not passed nothing yet, but there is some good news, and they are coming together and talking. But I do think in September, I'm going to say in September there will be a stimulus check. You will have a stimulus check in your bank account, and I'm going to say the way things is looking. I'm going to say by the second week in September you should have a stimulus check in your bank account. Now, I'm not going to promise that, but the way it's looking, that's the way it's turning out. But I want to read a few things that went over this morning with Nancy Pelosi and Mark Meadows. I want to read it to you all so you'll understand kind of what's going on. Okay, so just bear with me, and I'll try to explain it the best I can to you. So let me start out with saying, okay, first of all, the Democrats and the White House are at a tragic impasse on coronavirus stimulus after Pelosi Meadows called. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Democrats and White House are at a tragic impasse on coronavirus relief after a 25-minute phone call between the California Democrat and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. They spoke at length for the first time in weeks after aid talks collapsed earlier this month. Republicans are considering a more narrow $500 billion proposal to address unemployment, insurance, and small business loans, among other issues. Now, this is what the U.S. Speaker of House Nancy Pelosi delivered remarks during a weekly news conference on Capitol Hill in Washington. Okay, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows failed to crack a settlement over coronavirus relief Thursday when they spoke at length for the first time in weeks. Now, after a 25-minute phone call between the pair, Pelosi issued a statement saying, "This conversation made clear that the White House continues to discard the needs of the American people as the coronavirus crisis devastates lives and livelihoods." Now, let me stop right there and tell y'all something. It's been about 3 weeks ago now, she made a comment on one of the talk shows and said, if we have to wait till September the 8th to pass this stimulus package, stimulus check, the American people would die and starve to death. Now, that's what she said. And so now she's holding it up and wanting everything her way and not worrying about the American people. Think about that, y'all. Think about that come November. Now, she goes on to say, she said the side stood at a tragic impasse after the Trump administration again did not meet her demand to roughly double the price of its aid proposal to $2.2 trillion. Democrats are willing to resume negotiations once Republicans start to take this process seriously. Lives, livelihoods, and the life of our democracy are at stake. The California Democrats said in the statement, a spokesman for Meadows did not immediately respond to a request to comment on the call. Now, negotiations between Democrats led by Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the White House led by Meadows and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin collapsed earlier this month amid agreements on unemployment aid, state and local government relief, and school funding, among other issues. Congress has failed to pass a fifth package to try to combat health and economic crises created by the pandemic, even after a $600 per week extra jobless benefit, a federal eviction moratorium, and the chance to apply for a small business loan program expired. Okay, now, as Pelosi pushes for a broader approach to stimulus, Republicans are crafting a more narrow bill that they could soon distribute in Congress. Now, sources told CNBC the plan, which would cost roughly $500 billion, would address unemployment insurance, a new authorization for small businesses, loans, school funding, and COVID-19 testing, treatment, and vaccines. As Democrats control the House, the bill likely would not get through both chambers of Congress. Throughout the talks, Democrats and the White House have cited broad differences in how much federal money they want to spend to contain the virus and lift a damaged economy. Democrats in May passed a more than $3 trillion relief bill. Republicans then, in late July, released a counterproposal worth about $1 trillion. These sides have made little progress toward crafting a bill that could become law since the COPA unveiled its plan. Now, after talks broke down, Trump took a series of limited, potentially unconstitutional executive actions to address parts of the crisis. Among other things, they allowed states to offer enhanced unemployment benefits of at least $300 per week for several weeks. And I'll stop right there for a second. If they don't do something by September the 8th, President Trump done said that his executive orders, they would do more executive orders on unemployment, stimulus checks to the people, and mortgage rent assistance and all that. Nancy Pelosi she is waiting and waiting because she is wanting what she wants, and they're not giving it to her. And like I said before, she don't care about the American people. Like I said a minute ago, she made a statement 3 weeks ago stating if we didn't do something by September the 8th, the American people would starve to death and die. So what are you waiting on, Nancy Pelosi? I mean, come on. People's already, if it gets any worse, I don't know how to even explain it. I mean, come on. I get frustrated at this. These leaders are leaders that it's so, you never would think that we'd have leaders that would treat us this way. And we are the ones, us Americans are the ones that gave them that job. You know, Canada, for instance, has already got 5 stimulus checks at $2,000 reoccurring each month. What's that tell you? Now, in pushing for a sweeping approach to more coronavirus aid, Democrats have cited comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and others who have warned a lack of fiscal stimulus could jeopardize the U.S. economic recovery. Now, the House returned from its August recess over the weekend to pass a bill to inject money into the cash-crunch U.S. Postal Service, but Pelosi rejected calls from about half of her chaos to pass stand-alone legislation to reinstate the $600 per week unemployment benefits. When all Congress returns in September, it will not only have to consider coronavirus relief plans, but also funding measures to avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month. If we have another shutdown, I don't even want to think what's going to happen. Now, they're wanting to wait. She's wanting to wait to then to do this. Why? Why don't she do it now? We need, American people needs it now, not then, not later, not tomorrow. We need it today, tonight. We need it now. These people, they've got to be put out of office, you all. They've got to be put out. There's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Now, I don't know if it's really a shame. Like I said in some other videos, and I mean anybody that's come and seen, these leaders shouldn't be able to keep that job like that. They should have to, like the presidency, 4 years each term, and no more than 8 years, 2 terms. They shouldn't be able to keep that seat or that job over that long a period of time. I mean, it's just ridiculous. For instance, Mitch McConnell, 30-something years he's had that seat, been a senator. That's craziness. Oh, I'm sorry, and I forgot to mention. Everybody calls him the Mitch man. Yeah, he's back, and now Mitch McConnell is for the stimulus check. Was here just a couple of days ago, a week ago. He said, "I don't worry about it. Don't need it." He went home. He went on his yacht to his mansions. Don't care about us. But he went back to do his politicking because his election's around the corner. But now he's come back and wanting to agree to get this stimulus package passed. Scumbags. You know, I'll just flat out say it the way it is. They've all got to we got to put them out of office, guys. They all got to go. It's simple as that. If Trump is if he is reelected another 4 year, we are doomed. And when I mean doomed, I mean doomed. You ever watch a movie and when they call it doomsday, everything is just blacked out and over? Well, that's what it's going to be like. Now, you can say what you want to, but it's the truth. Now, the thing of it is, guys, there is going to be a stimulus check. Okay, I mean, I know you're struggling and you need it now. I wish I could give it to you. I would send it straight to your bank account, but I'm struggling myself. I'm just here trying to help you all understand and read a little this to you all that don't understand, that maybe don't have access to the internet or that can't get no information whatsoever. I'm just here, simple, just an old country boy, trying to send a message out to you all, whether you see this video or not. I hope you do. And by the way, if you don't care, in a favor to me, would you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and share my videos? It would really do good YouTube. That way they can share my videos, and other people can see them, and it would really help me and help you all, my viewers. I'm trying my best, guys. Okay. Now, Republicans are considering a more narrow coronavirus relief bill as aid talks between the Trump administration and Democrats are at a deadlock, the source told CNBC. The roughly $500 billion proposal would include enhanced unemployment benefits and unauthorized for more small business loans and funding for schools, treatment, and vaccines, but not direct payments to Americans. What do you think about that? I'm going to read that again. The roughly $500 billion proposal would include enhanced unemployment benefits and authorized for more small business loans and funding for schools, treatment, and vaccines, but not direct payments to American people. But that's not going to happen. The bill is unlikely to become law, as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has pushed for at least $2 trillion in aid. Republicans are working on a more narrow coronavirus stimulus bill that they could release to members of Congress as soon as this week. 2 senior administration officials and 3 people briefed on the matter told CNBC. The couple is mulling a roughly $500 billion proposal that addresses only areas of bipartisan support: expanded unemployment insurance, a new authorization of small business loans, and money for schools and COVID-19 testing, treatment, and vaccines, and the plan would not include another direct payment to Americans. It would set enhanced jobless. Okay, hold on. We won't do that. Okay, here's what I was wanting to read. It would set enhanced jobless benefits at roughly $300 to $400 per week. The figure would be less than the $600 per week approved in March, which Democrats want to reinstate after it expired at the end of July. Now, while Republicans appear intent on putting more pressure on Democrats, the legislation is unlikely to become law. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, California still does not plan to restart stalled pandemic aid talks with the White House until the couple agrees to double the price tag of its existing roughly $1 trillion proposal. Her spokesman, Drew Hamill, I think I said that right, Hamill, said Wednesday Democrats have compromised in this negotiation. We offered to come down $1 trillion if the White House would come up $1 trillion. We welcome the White House back to the negotiating table, but they must meet us halfway, he said. Earlier, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told that he said his staff reach out to Pelosi's office on Tuesday. Hamill said a Meadows aide did not mention the prospect of resuming negotiations. Meadows said he expects Pelosi to hold out until the end of September, when Congress faces a deadline to avoid a government shutdown, to try to get her desired relief provisions in a bill. Scumbags. And like I said, Congress has failed to pass legislation to respond to overlapping health and economic crises. Even financial lifelines for Americans expire at $600 per week extra jobless benefit, a federal moratorium on evictions, and the widow to apply for a paycheck protection program. Small business loans have all lapsed. But yeah, one more thing. I mean, some of y'all might know this, but for, like I said, the ones that don't, I'm reading it to you. So you know what it means. Like, okay, President Donald Trump took executive action this month to allow states to temporarily extend extra jobless benefits of at least $300 per week. Most states have opened into the program, but the funding redirected from the executive branch is only expected to last a few weeks. Now, that's not true. 1 week it lasted. 1 week. $300 per week, 1 week. You know, really, I just wanted to say in this video, I went on to explain some of this stuff. I had people asking, just not comments or whatever, about just people in general, was they going to get another stimulus check? And the ones that was asking was like in the program, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Railroad Retirement, Veterans, all that stuff. And yes, you are going to get one as soon as they get this bill passed. And I think it's going to be done before September the 8th, which is, today's the 27th. But I'm not saying that you'll have it by then, but I do think they'll have something put together by then. And they will have a bill to pass and for President Trump to sign into law. And once he signs into law, you can expect around anywhere probably from 10 to 13 days it should be in your bank account. So give or take somewhere in the middle of September, on maybe up around the maybe around the 21st, 22nd, give or take. I've not really looked at the calendar to figure that out, but I'm just estimating. But I will update you more on that once I find out. And guys, like I said, subscribe to my channel. Give me a big thumbs up. It really helps. And share the videos. I'm just doing the best I can. I'm not no professional at this whatsoever. No claim to be. I'm just doing it because I feel like it might help somebody to understand something. And I'm learning myself as I'm doing this. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy telling people or answering a question for people. And but like I said, I really enjoy doing it. I'm not no professional by no means. So, but I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and share the videos and give me a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I love you all guys. And for all the people that's been affected to these hurricanes and all this, my heart goes up to you all. You all are in my prayers. And guys, until next time, tomorrow I'll probably make another video as soon as I know something, some more updates. But until then, I love you guys. Peace out.